Well, welcome back to another DocTales with Cocktails episode with your hosts Tim and May Hindmarsh, the dazzling doctor duo.
Doctor. I worked hard for that degree.
I said that.
Oh, okay, good. Good. I just wanted to make sure.
All right, gotta get that in there for those of you that don't know. Our beverage of the day is sitting here. We'll get to that later. Until then, we'll be sipping a little bit. So we hope you grab your favorite tasty beverage and sit back and enjoy a lot of this comedy. We've been getting some great comments and posts on our social media from some of our episodes.
Boy.
And I think some people are just there for the 5-second clip because they have no idea that a lot of this show is a spoof. And there's been some real debate about vegetables. As you know, Tim hates his veggies, especially iceberg lettuce salad. And that sparked a nice little conversation and debate online when the whole vegetable posse came out when we talked about how
the
raw vegetables aren't good for your gut.
The salad mafia.
The salad mafia.
It's unbelievable how many,
Do you have any words for the salad?
No, I'm just gonna write a Substack about it because.
Well, they're not gonna read it. They're only gonna see the clips that,
No, but I'm gonna write a Substack about it for our listeners that subscribe to our Substack and can go into detail because it's a symptom. The salad mafia is a symptom of another undergirding cultural problem because these people get so offended. No. Humans are only supposed to eat. They're only supposed to eat, vegetables. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm glad that works for you, but it doesn't work for me.
Yeah,
but it can never be that answer. It can never be that answer. It has to work. It has to be what I believe, and everyone else has to believe what I believe.
Well,
or have the same biology as I do. And it's just so crazy. And what it comes down to, though, because that one bot that we talked about last week that was, calling me fat or whatever, and it was a bot, right? So it comes down to the culture of offense. It's like people are so used to being offended that they look for offenses absolutely everywhere, to the point where you have to hire bots to be offended for you so you can be offended at two things at once. It really is crazy.
How couldn't believe it, how that triggered people. But I think it's that you're right. When something works for somebody, then they think that has to be the only way. I don't get the vegetable thing, but man, it's always when it comes to meat and the whole vegetarian vegan diet versus more carnivore, or saying that something's horrible. I guess. Yeah.
Well, we interviewed Anthony Chafee, who's probably the most dogmatic of the carnivores we've interviewed. Sean Baker's pretty chill. He kind of look, this diet works for me. I think it's a great intervention to use for people as far as, getting them keto, getting them more carnitine, more creatine in their diet. It seems to help with inflammation. But I'm not saying that it's what everyone should eat, and I'm not saying that you should be on it forever. So he seems very rational. Chafee's more, this is really what humans are supposed to eat. It's the best thing ever. Plants are trying to kill you, etc. And it's
and vegans.
But you know what? He doesn't think
animals.
Vegans are bad, or he doesn't think vegans are killing people. He thinks that they're harming their own health, but he's not sitting there. It's like there's this weird moral argument with vegans. It's like they're better because they're saving the earth. And they're not. What they are is they're malnourished church ladies. It's like,
some of them.
Where did you get that burger?
We
From
interviewed
Satan?
Jake, what did he go by? Jake, who competed in bodybuilding, and
he was a vegan bodybuilder.
Yeah, and he
said it worked great, other than you had to eat
Body by Jake
70,000 million grams of protein because you don't absorb plant
he had to
protein
supplement a lot
worth of crap.
Pea protein.
And then you spend about 3.5 hours a day crapping out all this fiber you're eating because you're eating nothing but vegetables. So he switched to full carnivore, and I don't know what he does now.
Right, that was interesting.
But he's like, yeah, it's look, when you're eating as much protein as I eat in available protein, primarily beef, it's way easier to get bulky. It's way easier to cut weight. It's way easier to be a bodybuilder.
Well, now people are listening to you and don't want to eat any lettuce, salads, or even berries because the whole world in Michigan is like on
They
alert.
finally had 2 deaths
I know from
from cyclospora.
the outbreak.
Cyclospora.
2 deaths, although they did confirm and say that these people had severe underlying health conditions
exactly.
that wouldn't, fare very well with dehydration. So there's that. But yeah, I don't want to eat any bag lettuce. No thanks. And there's a recall on frozen blueberries and fruit from Publix, and there's a recall on something else.
I'm, my old skydiving jumpsuit is a variation of the Evel Knievel suit. I think I'm going to put the Evel Knievel suit on, and I'm going to go to Aldi, and all I'm going to eat is just bags of salad because I am such a daredevil.
Because you need a colonoscopy.
Because the prep is exquisite.
I dare you. Well,
Yeah,
I'm going to feed him some other goodies later today that might be equivalent to a colonoscopy prep. If you've watched our last episode of Fun Foods in America, it's going to continue today, so we'll get to that in a bit. But until then, Tim's got a story.
Yeah, I got a story. So it was interesting. So there was over the weekend there was this shooting in Idaho at an In-N-Out Burger. So this guy who was 24 years old shows up and starts shooting people in the drive-through lane. Killed one of the employees. Killed 3 people, I believe, and injured numerous more. And then he killed himself. Okay, so that was the story that when it broke. That's what you heard. And then, but there was a really significant part to the story that was not initially reported by the mainstream media. And the first person I saw report it was Betty Johnson. And I'm like, okay, maybe he's making this up. Because it was absolutely total radio silence. So what happened was somebody named Jordan Salinas, there he is, looking very much like Rip Wheeler with his pistol with a silencer, just pulled into the parking lot, saw this guy with an AR taking shots at cars, jumps out and engages the guy.
Wow.
The guy, then an off-duty cop sees the shootout, joins Jordan. They pin this guy down. He runs away to a field and then kills himself. So yes, did he kill himself? Yes. Why did he kill himself? Because 2 good guys with guns carrying legally in the state of Idaho, where 61% of people carry, engaged the guy. Then he disengaged shooting people and killed himself. And the reports are they may be heroes. They may be heroes. They put themselves in harm's way with pistols, shooting a guy with a rifle, and scared him so badly that he killed himself. I would say, no, they're guaranteed to be heroes. But that wasn't the story. The initial story when it came out, it took like 2 or 3 days for this to leak out, and then they couldn't ignore it anymore, was, he shot a bunch of people and then killed himself. No, he shot a bunch of people, and then 2 guys engaged him, and then he killed himself. Wow. That's kind of a really important detail.
Maybe there was a reason they had to leave it out.
No, the reason is because they hate guns, and it doesn't fit their mantra that good guys with guns are the thing that solves bad guys with guns. I mean, hello, we go to church. We have 2 sheriff's deputies at our church because we go to a fairly large church, and there's a whole bunch of people sitting in there, unarmed, sitting ducks. So what a great way to pay cops for 5 hours for 3 services or whatever to just hang around there. Like, how much does that actually cost our church? Really? Not very much. How much safety does it bring? Tons. Because what whack job is going to come into a building where there's 2 police cars outside, there's police on each door, and they can immediately engage him and call for backup? Well, no, that's not going to happen, right? It's the soft target problem. It's like when we were working in Oregon, and the geniuses put up the circle with a line through it like Ghostbusters, and they had a gun and a knife. Okay, so what they're doing is they're preventing violence. They're preventing violence by telling everyone in every psychotic, crazy person that we are a soft target and we are unarmed. That's what you're advertising it. So what I immediately did is I went to the administrator and I made a cancer sign with a circle and a line through it, and I said, look, I'm going to oncology and I'm going to all the chemo guys and I'm putting this up because you don't need your freaking chemo. Do you know why? Because I just solved cancer with a sign. Just like you solved gun violence with a sign. No, you advertised that we're weak. How many times do you piss somebody off in an ER or urgent care situation? Like all the time. How many drug seekers do you see? How many people on like high on meth, like over and over again. So let's advertise to like the absolutely most psychotic part of the population that we have no means of self-defense. Yeah, that's a genius way to do it. You know?
Yeah.
So this is a great story. And I will say it deserved to get republished and sent out as much as possible. Because we're not Canada. And like this, one of the big themes of the story.
There's been a lot of shootings in Canada.
Yeah, there was another mass shooting in Canada. But here's the other thing. The other thing is, how completely insane do you have to be to do a mass shooting in Idaho? Like your chances of being engaged by somebody armed in the middle of a Saturday in Idaho is damn near 100%.
Yeah, it's like Texas.
I mean, this isn't Malibu. This isn't Eugene. Even in Eugene, Oregon, we still have concealed carry in Oregon. And it's just like, are you kidding me? Like, what do you think is going to happen? It's like Florida. Would you want to break in the middle of the night to any of these retirement communities in Florida? No.
Yeah, no kidding. I don't know. I don't know what the deal is behind the guy that did that. Obviously.
Well, apparently he was mentally ill and crazy and fighting the government
or knows what side of the thing he
some
was
high
on.
end or he had some whatever.
I don't know. Anyway, okay, well, now we're going to move on a little bit to kind of some of my segments that I guess I found some great stories. Some true, some not so true. And we're going to continue. So first story or picture that we're going to post up on here that I found on, where you get all your information from, which is Instagram. This says that cockroach milk beats cow's milk with 4 times more nutrition. And scientists found this milk from a Pacific beetle cockroach. Supposedly that's more nutritious than cow's milk because it's rich in protein, amino acids, and calories. However, it's not ready for human use. That
is not true.
Because of safety data, researchers are not trying to make it using lab-grown methods. True or not true?
No, it's not true. Because if it's truly milk, they would have to be a mammal, and cockroaches aren't mammals. And I want to see somebody milking the cockroach, like. I think that's bullshit. Unless the cockroach milk is the way they make almond milk, where they just crush up a bunch of cockroaches and make it into cockroach juice.
Okay, well, it's true.
So what? They're an insect that makes milk, or do they just crush them up?
Hey, hang on a second. I got to find it. No, they actually do. So the cockroach milk itself contains, oh shoot, now I got to scroll on back to find it. Yeah, it actually contains higher, it's more highly dense amounts of protein compared to cow's milk. So it's, give me a second here. It's a nutrient-rich crystal-like protein substance to feed its young. It's exceptionally dense in energy and amino acids. And the mother obviously produces it. And yeah, it's way more energy dense than cow or buffalo milk. Even it's got all 9 essential amino acids and 3 times the energy. And you would need to kill over 1,000 cockroaches just to harvest 3.5 ounces of the crystals. So they can't mass produce it yet, but they're working on it. Maybe
I don't know.
I'll find you some cockroach milk.
I just want to see the milkmaids milking the cockroaches. I think that, it's like again, right?
Well, look at some of the stuff we've done in medicine. I mean, pregnant mare's urine to make Premarin. I mean.
Yeah, like for a long time, the only estrogen you could get was made from horse urine.
And what were you talking about? Pig. What was it? The eye drops made that was
pig semen.
Pig semen curing cancer. So pretty soon we'll be feeding our little babies cockroach milk. They'll come in handy. Yeah.
I have a feeling if they do that, it'll just be GMO. They'll just figure out how to splice in a gene. So, cows can produce cockroach milk.
Oh, okay. So next story here. Let me find it. So look at this. Supposedly, this man got 37 plastic surgeries on a new name and changed his name to date his ex again because she put a restraining order on him. And he actually underwent like the most extreme lengths. He legally changed his name, adopted a new identity in an attempt to approach her again without detection. So authority eventually identified him, just obviously despite the transformation, going from dark there to blonde. And
he really changed his face though. Like I wouldn't think that was the same guy.
Right. So I'm like, that is crazy. And of course, it's all over like the place. But the comments are always the greatest. With dig deeping in research, though,
it's BS.
It's BS. However,
it's almost too good to be true.
Yeah, right.
Like the story.
But there, and then I was researching it, and it led down some roads of other crazy cases where people go to extreme lengths to stalk their previous partners. And there's one case where this happened. It came out last year in 2025. This husband made up this whole scenario and pretended to be his wife's ex-boyfriend stalking her. So she was getting all these text messages, notes, letters, all these weird things were happening, and it was all basically sent from her ex-boyfriend's like number and all the stuff that he had. And this whole thing was happening where he was like stalking her and harassing her, and all these things were happening. The kids, they had like 3 kids, I think. And then in the end, it was her husband that was pretending to be her ex-boyfriend, stalking her, and then he ended up killing her. Really bizarre kind of a story. But people do crazy stuff. Although
I don't understand that. Like I the whole stalking thing, I don't like. I guess you just lose your mind and you go crazy because it just doesn't make any sense to me. It's like that relationship's over.
Oh no!
But
People,
like
people become obsessed over having lost out, or they can't let those feelings go. I had kind of like this stalker ex-boyfriend. It went on for like, oh, it was crazy. I got this pile of letters mailed to me at one point, like a year, 12 months later, that he had been writing and sending to, and it was at the wrong address, and I got this big stack, and it was very creepy.
Yeah, I don't understand. Although there is the phenomenon that we have seen where people will get divorced and they do move on from the relationship, like they don't become, stalker level, but then they end up dating someone that looks exactly like their ex-wife.
Yeah, that's a little different.
But that's a pretty common.
It's like they got a look that they really like. But the stalker obsession, that is weird. And yeah.
Especially if you've been like with somebody for, a long time, right? Like over a decade. Like you'd think you'd know them, and then like they must just snap and go like, because it just like I don't like, how is it, how does that ever end well? Like, are you gonna meet up again and convince her that you're not the douchey stalker that you've always been, because now you're the douchey stalker? Like it does, like none of it makes any rational sense to me whatsoever, unless you just go crazy and you want to kill her like this other guy did.
Right. No, that's
which is revenge. I could see how revenge would send you to do some pretty crazy stuff, but everything else just seems. I'm just like, you're not going to, guess what? You had 10 years to convince her. You're not going to convince her by stalking her. That, you got to do the Jordan Peterson, bucko. That's not going to work. That relationship is dead. It's time to move on,
We need to get Dr. Keith Abloh back on the show to talk about that.
Yes.
That would be fascinating.
Yeah, because it's super common, obviously. Like that's the other part of this. It's not like this is some guy like Son of Sam, where his dog was telling him to kill people and he was schizophrenic,
What was it? Jodie Foster's. Remember Jodie Foster?
Yeah,
weird
he was obsessed with the Catcher in the Rye book or whatever it was, and blah blah blah. If you killed the president, Jodie Foster would date him. Like, but that's just like hardcore mental illness, right? Like, just like there it is, and that's not common. Like these kind of murderous, homicidal, crazy people are not common.
Right.
But stalking is so common that there's no county in the United States that you can't get a restraining order. Okay?
Mhm.
Just the fact that you have to stop contact with a restraining order, and that it's super common that there's laws everywhere about it. That is just wild to me.
Well,
It's
some
just-
people that just can't let it go.
They need to watch more Disney movies with that god awful song. Man, I hate that song. I swear,
gonna
when
start
that
singing it?
somebody when that song plays, a puppy dies. I'm convinced. Prove me wrong.
Okay, well,
And what you'll say is, "There's no evidence that a puppy dies when Let It Glow is."
let it glow.
I'm on advice of counsel. I'm using my constitutional rights under the Fifth Amendment.
All right,
Dr. Fauci, are you a douchebag?
here we go. I got one. You know the
I'm
answer to
using
this.
my constitutional rights under the advice of counsel. That's what they should have done. Instead of asking him the carpet, they should have just completely demeaned him. Like, are you a douchebag? Are you a murderous? Like stuff that's like, are you worse than Joseph Mengele?
Yeah, so
Dr. Fauci, you don't know the color of your suit. Are you worse than Joseph Mengele? And like, just that would have been, I probably wouldn't have done it, but that would have been my proclivity. Like, just ask.
asked a lot of good stuff. What's been happening with that case? Like, has anything happened this
They're
week?
voting in the next few days on whether to hold him in contempt of Congress, which they will. So they'll hold him in contempt of Congress, and then he'll get charged with it. But he's not a Republican, so he won't go to jail like Steve Bannon did for contempt of Congress. And he'll have a contempt of Congress case. And then what will
That'll
happen?
drag on for how
Well, yeah,
long?
but what'll happen is, see, they won't go after the pardons. They won't. The only way that they can challenge the preemptive pardons have been done before. So they are, I don't know if you could say they're established law, but they have been done several, like 4 or 5 times in the past.
Mm-hmm.
So that exists, and it's never been challenged. It could be challenged, but that's a steep road, and it'll go to the Supreme Court.
Right.
Okay? If they can prove it was the auto pen that pardoned him, maybe they could do that. But this is the deal. They're not going to do it. And the reason they're not going to do it is because Trump knows they're going to go full absolute ham on his ass the second he is not in office. They're going to sue him. They're going to go criminally after his family. They're going to do all this lawfare. So my guess is Trump will pardon himself. He'll pardon his kids. He'll pardon his parakeet. He'll pardon Melania. He'll pardon, the insect, the cockroach farm he has for milking like all of this. And then when they come back and they say you can't do that, he'll go, buckle up, bitch. Biden did it.
Right.
So
Right. So he's
so
keeping that in
because
his
Trump
back
already
pocket.
said no, we're not, like, he basically admitted, like, we're not doing that because you know what's coming, right? Like, Trump's insane if he doesn't do exactly what Biden did.
Yeah.
Because these people on the left are so crazy as far as going after him.
They're like a
So that's
crazy
not going to happen.
stalker.
But there is something else that's going to happen, which is the state of Florida may go after him because his pardons are federal; they're not state. So they can go. The state of Florida can say, with your policies that you pushed through, the health policies that you pushed through, you were the one that had the moral gravitas to tell states what to do, even though you knew what you were saying was not correct based on your diaries. Ergo, you cost the state of Florida $100 billion in lost wages and whatever, and they go after him. And they could go after him criminally if they wanted to, but that would be hard because he clearly perjured himself nationally, but that's gone because of the pardon. But if you go after him civilly, that's super easy to get a verdict, a civil verdict. So you go after him, like, because it doesn't matter. He's not going to jail, right? I think that's a super long shot. But you could go after him from a civil perspective and essentially wipe him out financially forever.
Yeah.
And he's spending tens of thousands of dollars a month on security.
I'm sure.
So, you could almost make it worse than jail because honestly, if you're that scared and have that much security and have that many, jail would be
solitary.
It would be depending on what jail you go to and who the warden is, and when they say, "Oh yeah, fresh blood on cell block 4, send in the I mean, because
Yeah.
like you know that shit happens, right?
Of course.
It's like that report where there was that Catholic priest that was molesting kids, got convicted, got thrown in jail, and his cellmate just happened to be a guy that was molested by a Catholic priest.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what they found? They found the Catholic priest dead on the floor with the guy jumping off the top bunk onto his chest repeatedly. You don't think that they didn't put him in protective custody? Just whoopsie.
Yeah, no kidding.
I mean, Jeffrey Dahmer was never put in protective custody, and they made him clean the bathroom. So they're like, yeah, Jeff, it's your turn. Go down and clean the bathroom. He goes down there. He's in jail for like a week, and some guy breaks a leg off a chair, knows he's cleaning the bathroom, beats the shit out of him, and kills him, and nothing else happens. It's like it was a total setup.
Right.
Like,
Frightening to be him.
yeah. So you don't want to go to a state pen.
No, you do not.
That's bad. So that's what I know about that.
Yeah.
And I'm sure somebody will watch it and tell me that I'm full of shit, but that's okay. Unleash the bots.
Of course, bring it on. Okay, next one for the audience is another true or not true. I'm going to have Kevin put up the picture of this little yummy snack, courtesy of the Colonel. So this is a picture circulating of KFC flavored jelly beans. Oh, and there you go. There's the nutritional information. So what I sent up there kind of gives it away. This is a picture of the Colonel's favorite jelly beans, of the ingredients and nutritional facts. Believe it or not, yeah, this is true, and this is really disgusting. There's 4 servings per container, mostly sugar, and the lovely flavors are here for us to test out today. So let me open up my little tickle trunk here. If you all watch,
No one knows what the tickle trunk is unless they're from Canada.
well, we got a lot of Canadians that watch. They know what the tickle trunk is.
So look at this. This is legit bag of legit.
There you go. There's the Colonel's favorite jelly beans. The flavors are that I'm holding up: fried chicken. Here we could zoom on this one in my camera.
Yep.
Fried chicken, sweet corn, and gravy. And like, I don't remember corn being a KFC
Oh
thing.
yeah, yeah. They put the corn in it, so like 2 days later you can still feel guilty
All
about
right.
the fact you ate KFC.
Let's play some Russian roulette.
Okay.
I'm
Let me
guessing the
see.
yellow ones are corn.
Okay, this one.
The orange has got to be the fried chicken. Oh my. That is so bad.
That's fried chicken.
Oh, that is disgusting. I can't do anymore. This is worse than, you know, those.
I am a major fan of the Colonel's gravy. I love the Colonel's gravy.
Oh my gosh.
When you turn
I'm
it
ready
into
to
a
drink.
jelly bean, it is not that it tastes terrible. It is horrific.
I can't do anymore. So this is like that. Is that bamboozled? Is that what that's called? Those jelly beans? They're jelly bellies. That's what it is. We were trying to remember this. The jelly bellies that have the different flavors. Some are good. Some are horrible. There's like earwax and grass and dirt, and then there's cherry and berry, and I used to buy those for the kids
Yeah, this.
at Christmas and put them in their stocking, and then they had to like play like. Did you eat the corn?
I ate all 3.
And do the other ones taste better?
They're all horrific.
Yeah, I can't do it because there's mine. I almost threw up. That was worse than the let's save that for a little Thanksgiving treat for the neighbors. I'm glad I spent the $13 on shipping and handling from Amazon.
From this
Or,
micro
no,
bag.
that was actually an eBay splurge. Okay, don't go out and buy those.
That is really, really bad. And really, really expensive.
A good prop though. All right, but this you can acquire at your local Walmart. All right, Pringles now has the Carolina pulled pork chips.
Oh, I bet you those are next level.
Look at that.
Next level.
And we're going to pop the top on those and give them a try. These only have 150 calories for 14 crisps. Here we go, people. And there is,
You know, they are not potato chips
240 milligrams of sodium.
because they're mushed up product.
This is for a limited time only. So if you don't buy these now, you'll never get them.
Oh no, unless they're really good, and then you'll get them.
They're kind of like a barbecue, very spicy. Barbecue meets bacon, right? That's much better than that other death.
This
shot
is
I
not
just
bad.
tasted.
The Colonel's Jellybeans, like seriously, that is horrific. This is actually not bad. It does have kind of a barbecue-y, porky kind of.
Yeah. Okay. So the ingredients, because that's what we're caring about, is what's in our food. Other than dried potatoes, corn, cottonseed, canola, soybean, and sunflower oil.
So they don't just take one of the dangerous toxic oils. They take all of them.
Yep.
And they put all of them in there.
Followed by degerminated yellow corn flour, cornstarch. There's even rice flour, a bunch of other.
Yeah, because they can't call these potato chips because they aren't. They're mushed up, pressed, whatever the hell they are.
Potatoes and yellow corn flour and rice flour. And then there's a bunch of spices, including MSG, citric acid, another bad acid for you, onion powder, yeast, garlic powder. Yeah. All right. And the last,
That's a thumbs up.
that's pretty good. If you like barbecue and bacon, are you going to keep eating those?
Well, who doesn't like barbecue and bacon?
Well, here you go. If you like Ritz Bits and you're into salsa and siesta flavor, this is now a new Ritz Bits flavor. Naturally flavored filling with other natural flavors.
Right straight to the beaver butt.
Ingredients include, as always, the unbleached enriched flour. Really healthy. Where they add, all the vitamins, the added iron, thiamine, the B11, the riboflavin, folic acid, followed by palm oil, soybean, and then canola oil, sugar, germ salt. There's some buttermilk, cream cheese, and milk and cream cheese. Locust bean gumquat. Oh gosh.
Locust bean.
Locust bean.
I am waiting for the cockroach milk something.
Well,
Made with cockroach milk.
I was at the store
What
in
if
the
you
aisle trying to buy him his schlocky mac and cheese, and there was it wasn't cockroaches. It was they were infested with those little bugs that you get in flour and any kind of wheat products. The whole shelf was just crawling with bugs, including the packaged food. So I had to take them up to the front at customer service, and she was very mortified that their food was crawling with those things. Okay, so let's have a little taste of your Fiesta Salsa Ritz Bits. No high fructose corn syrup. There's the selling feature for you. Some more snacks and healthy food.
Those are pretty damn good.
These are my favorite.
Yeah, these.
These, I can't really eat them. I shouldn't be eating the gluten and the wheat. But I must say, these taste way better than
They're good.
death. Mm-hmm.
And they're not overly salsa like.
No. These have, I think I said 230 milligrams of sodium for 13 little sandwiches and 3 grams of saturated fat. And there's a little bit of protein in there and a bunch of B vitamin crap that I usually avoid foods that have B vitamins added to it because a couple reasons.
Well, don't drink Red Bull.
I don't do methylated vitamins.
It's all vitamins and taurine and.
Makes me actually feel worse, and I think that's enriched as crap. But this drink of the day
Siesta Key rum.
is made here locally in Sarasota, Florida, made with real coconuts. And we went to the Siesta Key rum factory, got a couple pics of what it's like there.
Oh,
it's really fun. You can go
awesome.
on a tour. They teach you all about how they make the rum. And then they have the tasting room where they have all kinds of stuff other than their toasted coconut rum, real ingredients. And
if you're in the Sarasota area, it's worth going. The tour is great. They're good people. It's super fun. I'm not a big rum drinker.
But
this stuff is next level. It's so good.
This is so smooth. On the rocks, which is how we're drinking it. It's just a nice, yummy coconut drink. Of course, you can make a pina colada or your favorite cocktail with it. So
well, plus, living in the Tampa Bay area, it is a very piratey area, and there's just nothing like having a couple rums and going, "May release the booty, release the booty."
So I'm traveling
booty release.
Traveling back to Canada, and this is a request from family to bring back some Siesta Key rum.
Yeah, last time I went on vacation, I took that to my friends.
Oh, you did? You took it also.
And their adult son came over, and we started debating like world affairs, and he loves to go down the conspiracy rabbit holes. And I went to get some more, and it was gone.
I guess it was a popular beverage.
Yes.
Yeah, it is really, really yummy. They do give you recipe cards there too. They make some of the, I mean, if you go to the factory,
the cocktails themselves they make there are
they have like this chocolate mudslide thing, and I'm trying to think what else, but some of the most amazing cocktails. Although I want to make this, I got to make this for our show. I had the most amazing chocolate espresso martini, Ed's Tavern in Lakewood Ranch, downtown Lakewood Ranch. And I don't know about the other one up north of us, but it is so good. So I'm like, what's the deal with the Dubai chocolate? I really haven't tasted Dubai chocolate until they made this chocolate martini with it. And look it up. Look up Ed's Tavern chocolate, Dubai chocolate, pistachio cream.
Yeah,
espresso martini.
The flavors.
You can get the recipe there.
The flavors they combine it was really amazing.
I think we need to go back there for another one today.
No, because you could have that and one appetizer, and you're like, you've got your 1,200 calories.
It was like dessert. Anyway, yummy for the tummy.
I'm getting burping from all this eating and drinking. It's
burping from all the crap that we got going.
Well, seriously, this needs to go into somebody's.
If you drink too much and you need to throw up.
Yeah.
This
like
is what
seriously,
you need.
And that's not a joke. Like that's almost like syrup of ipecac.
That is.
That you cancel.
Kevin, we're leaving these for you to try after the show.
So bad. That is really bad. Like I'm usually pretty good at stuff like that, and that is like terrible. Mm-hmm. Terrible.
Yeah, we gotta do. I think let's save that for Halloween and do a little taste test. Give that to your favorite children when they come for Halloween. All right. Anything else you want to add?
Yeah, not really. Subscribe to Substack. We're going to be writing a lot more. I will be contributing as well. May will hopefully be up to a couple times a week, and I'd like to do like at least once a week. So we get. It'd be good to get 3 articles out, plus the shows. So that gives us kind of 5 days of content. That you can watch or listen to the content basically anywhere. But if you like Substack, you can read and watch, which I like the platform. I know there's a lot of creators that are like getting pissy with Substack about whatever, and I just haven't seen a problem, so I'm not going to complain about it.
All kinds of content there. Left, right, in between, recipes, politics, health. I mean, the genres are endless.
I bet you could, let me check. I bet you there is a quilting Substack.
Oh, probably.
Let me go to Substack.
Yes, probably is. We have some guests coming up.
Some really good guests.
When we get back from our trip, at the end of the month, we'll be recording. I'm just going to do a little plug for some of our guests from Substack, and they'll be on. You're really looking up whether or not there's quilting on there?
Oh, there's tons.
I'm sure there is.
There's a reverend that's quilting, the Quilting Rev. Pelican Quilts. Brooklyn Quilting Company.
There's probably a sourdough channel on there because everyone's making that nowadays.
Caravan Quilts.
Sourdough is the new kale craze. Everybody.
Yeah, but kale is bullshit.
Here we go. And I'm trying to make sourdough. I'm doing a starter of gluten-free, and it's not turning out so well. So we'll see.
Okay, here's a real genius one. Again, this is how diverse Substack is. Gender in quilting. Amateur versus artist. A new quilt finish. My pre-cataract surgery glasses only life, and I'm happy to report that it's been mostly okay. Knitting has been my go-to this month because it's close in. Well, within the... yeah.
Okay. Well, there you go. There's something.
Maximum randomness. Maximum randomness.
It's the new rabbit hole that you can go down.
Well,
All
yes.
right. Well, while Tim scrolls endlessly on Substack, we will sign off. And
Oh, yeah. There's Mast Cell, MCAS Substacks. Mast Cell 360.
don't actually. That is a very good website. In fact, I referenced it, and that's probably why you found it, in my article that I put out about MCAS, and it's actually full of
Well, it's your
information.
personal story, too.
MCAS has got, or Mast Cell 360 has got a lot of really good information. So that's probably why it popped up in your feed. All right, everybody. Well, go get yourself some really good summer coconut rum.
And potentially some Ritz Bits. Not that we're supporting their nutritional whatever, but these are actually pretty good.
Those are pretty darn good. Until next time, keep it BS free.
Keep it BS free.
It's no secret that medicine is a bit, uptight. That's why Tim and I created BS Free MD, to mix things up a little and have fun in the process. Besides, we are having these exact same discussions all the time, so we thought we might as well invite everyone to the party. If you really like us, you can get plenty more and maybe see one of Tim's cool tattoos on our Instagram or Facebook pages at BS Free MD. See you next time.
But we try to keep BS Free MD as raw and real as possible. We can't be held responsible for any medical decisions or discussions had as a result of what you've heard on the show. We know, bummer. But the truth is, we really do care about your questions. So feel free to reach out to us by email at doc@bsfreemd.com.